guys, welcome back to FMAC Technique of the Week. Today we're going to be working on double blades. Double blades, obviously a little different from the others we've done. We now have a weapon. The first thing we're going to look at with the weapon is what is it? Okay, we call this an impact weapon. What that means is it doesn't slice, it doesn't project, it just simply makes an impact when we strike. So obviously it's giving us power, but what we really want to look at, its main advantage, which is distance. Okay. If he just stands in a fighting stance, and I have a long-range weapon, okay, and I'm here, I can strike him, however, throw a kick, he can't kick me, okay? So his longest weapon, his longest reach won't be able to strike me, where I can still, boom, come in, and my arm's still bent. I can even come back a little bit farther to strike him. So what we want to do in this technique, or any technique, is either get way in or way out. Okay, so we're giving it 100%. We got to fully commit to whatever we're going to decide to do. Our number one goal is to make sure this weapon doesn't hit us. Okay, so what happens here in double blades is when he swings, I see him take a big swing from the outside. Okay, so it's an outside swing coming in. If I step back in this technique and try and block, I'm going to end up blocking arm to club. Obviously not going to feel too good. So we want to avoid that. So I'm going to do the exact opposite. When he steps in, I'm also going to step in. And as you can see, just without my arms, I've already bypassed this club. Now, as I bypass that club, I'm going to use 3 blocks. The first sword with my arm. So as he comes in, boom. First hand is at the bicep. Second is at the wrist. My third block is the leg. Okay, I'm going to do what we call a leg check. As he comes in, I'm going to check his leg. My knee is going to come right past his knee with my knee bent, and my shin will make contact with his. This does a couple things for me. 1, it prevents him from kicking. And 2, it takes away power from the strike. And I'll talk about that right now. So as he swings, just having my leg here, throw a kick. He can't, it's checked. If he wants to throw a kick, he has to adjust his leg and step out, and then come back in to kick me. Okay? Where obviously I'll be able to feel that and anticipate the kick coming and react. Second thing is, as he steps, did you see how I move back slightly? He needs forward momentum for this strike to come in. So what I'm doing is I'm checking into his leg hard, stopping some of that momentum. Remember, all of it's coming from his step. So when I check his leg, that takes away some of his step, taking away some of the power in the swing of the club. So 3 blocks: wrist, bicep, leg. After I've stopped, the main mistake a lot of people make with this is they'll try and immediately just grab the arm. The width of my hands is not very big. If he just makes a minor adjustment as he swings in and goes under, I'm still going to get hit. So I want my arms bent where I have a nice long shield here to stop that. Now, immediately after, control. Immediately grab the wrist and control that weapon, because I don't want him to just pull back. Go ahead, pull back and then swing again. So block. As soon as I block, boom. Switch my grip and grab the wrist. At the same time I grab, I'm going to pull. As I pull, I'm going to strike the neck. This strike won't really stop someone, but what I call it is a distracting strike. And if I strike on the correct angle, I can get a brachial stun where I stun him for just a second to move on with my technique. So I grab, push, pull, boom, strike the neck. After I strike, I want to immediately track. So I'm not just taking my arm off and grabbing. From here, boom, I track. I come right down the arm and track to the hand. I'm going to roll your sleeve up so they can see here. And I'm going to grab his wrist. When I grab, just a good rule of thumb until you're real good with wrist locks, is have your thumbs meet at his middle knuckle, okay? And have your first 2 fingers, at least, above the wrist. So I'm here, I'm nice and tight. Now there's other places we can go from here. I have a break there, okay? In this technique, we're not going to go to the elbow. We're going to go to the wrist. So immediately from here, I'm going to turn, and as I turn, I'm going to anchor my elbows into my body. As I anchor, I'm going to take a wide step out. With my arms anchored in that wide step, what's going to happen is I'm going to create a little dragging effect. So as I go, he's going to drag with me, and I immediately put on that wrist lock. Stand up. Yeah. That was the wrist lock keeping him down. If he wants to stand up, come from this side. If he wants to stand up, all I need to do is create more pressure. When I create more pressure, should he keep going, it'll just snap his own wrist. So let's take it back from that angle here. So I get my grip, I take a nice big step, turn with my hips, boom. Don't use your arms to create pressure in this wrist lock. Elbows in tight, fingers on the hand. I like to use these three, my thumb, my index, and my middle finger. My thumb pushes forward as my fingers come in. So I'm here, and I want to think about touching his palm to his arm. Here. Stand up for me. There. He goes right back down. As he goes down, my rear leg will come up with a front kick. Boom. Right to the face. Okay. So he's coming down. I'm letting that momentum stand up for me. As he comes over, boom. That's when my kick comes out. I don't get him over and then throw my kicks. I want to add power to that. So his force coming down adds power to my strike. Okay? So let's do that again. As he swings, again, number one rule, step in past the weapon, 3 blocks. Leg, arm, arm. Grab the wrist, strike the neck. My distracting strike will get me enough where I can grab his wrist. I'm going to take a big turn out to my wrist lock. Once I have my wrist lock, as that head comes down, boom. That's when my kick comes out. So one more time, let's switch sides. This is double blades. As he swings in, we stop, grab, chop, trap, step, kick. That's FMAX technique of the week, double blades.